Have you ever felt anger, resentment, or revenge towards someone who has wronged you? Have you ever wanted to get back at them or make them suffer as much as they made you suffer? Have you spent time and energy thinking up a revenge plan or fantasizing about how you would humiliate or hurt them? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone. We all have enemies or people in our lives that we perceive as enemies. They could be our rivals, competitors, critics, haters, or even friends or family members who have betrayed or hurt us. But what if there is a better way to deal with enemies? A way that doesn't involve fighting, violence, or aggression, but wisdom, virtue, and self-control. A way that not only helps you surpass your enemies, but also transforms you into a better person. A person who is free from negative emotions and lives in harmony with himself, with other people, and with nature. This path is the path of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us that the only things that are truly under our control are our own judgments, opinions, and actions, and everything else is external, indifferent, and subject to change. Therefore, we should focus on what we can control without letting it disturb our peace of mind. Thus, Stoicism is not a passive or indifferent stance, but rather an active and rational one that allows us to live in accordance with our nature and reason, and enables us to meet any challenge, obstacle, or adversity with courage, wisdom, and dignity. So how can Stoicism help us defeat our enemies without a fight? Here are 7 ways based on the teachings of the Stoic philosophers. First, recognize that your enemy is not an enemy, but a teacher. In seeking to understand how to defeat adversaries without resorting to physical conflict, the first principle is to recognize that your enemy serves as a powerful teacher in the classroom of life. Instead of seeing him or her as a malevolent force, view your adversary as a catalyst for growth, challenging your capabilities, exposing your weaknesses, and highlighting your vices. Your enemy becomes a mirror reflecting areas in which you need to improve. According to Marcus Aurelius, the prominent Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, the best way to get revenge is to not become like the offender. This profound statement emphasizes the importance of overcoming hostility and cultivating virtues in response to adversity. An obstacle to action promotes action. What stands in the way becomes the way, Aurelius eloquently stated. This view encourages you to turn obstacles into opportunities, using difficulties as stepping stones on the road to personal and moral development. Instead of giving in to anger or resentment, embrace the difficulties your enemy creates as a means of developing resilience, perseverance, and wisdom. In addition, Marcus Aurelius encourages introspection, advising, whenever you are about to find a fault in someone, ask yourself, what is my fault most like the one I am about to criticize? This introspective approach forces you to recognize your own flaws before passing judgment on others, cultivating humility and empathy. So instead of harboring hatred or taking revenge on your enemy, consider expressing gratitude for the valuable lessons they teach, show benevolence, wish them well, and explore the possibility of reconciliation. Shift your focus from seeing your enemy as a threat to accepting them as a unique gift, a blessing that pushes you towards self-discovery and personal development. By adopting this way of thinking, you will not only disarm the negative influence of your enemy, but you will rise to a higher level of understanding and compassion. In essence, the path to destroying your enemy without resorting to physical conflict is paved with the wisdom gained from treating adversity as a teacher on your path to becoming a better person. Second, realize that your enemy is not the cause of your suffering, but your judgment. In seeking to destroy the power of your enemy without resorting to physical confrontation, the second most important point is to realize that your enemy is not the root cause of your suffering. It is actually your own judgments that have that power. your enemy does not directly cause you anger, sadness, or fear. Rather, it is your interpretation of his actions, your thought processes, and your reactions that shape your emotional responses. Your enemy thus functions as a mirror, reflecting the inner landscape of your mind and emotions. He illuminates the areas where your judgment is skewed, the lives where irrationality and emotional reactivity govern your thoughts. In this context, your adversary serves as a catalyst, revealing patterns of unrealistic expectations and highlighting the deep-seated attachments and aversions you have to external circumstances. The Epictetus Stoic philosopher who himself emerged from slavery and became a revered teacher, articulated this idea in his Enchiridion. People are not concerned with events, but with their judgments about them. This fundamental idea refutes the notion that external events have an innate ability to disturb a person's peace of mind. On the contrary, emotional response is determined by the lens through which these events are interpreted. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take on them. Epictetus emphasized that this declaration underscores the emphasis of Stoic philosophy on the inner realm, urging people to recognize that their perceptions and interpretations play a key role in determining their emotional state. By realizing that your enemy is not the sole instigator of your unrest, but rather the catalyst for your own judgments, you are empowered to change your reactions and cultivate emotional resilience. Moreover, the Epictetus encourages people to remember that insults and denigration do not inherently hurt them. On the contrary, it is the interpretation and condemnation of these actions that lead to feeling insulted. This requires a profound shift in perspective, from attributing blame to the outside world to taking responsibility for one's own interpretations and emotional reactions. Instead of directing blame, grievances, or resentment at your enemy, embark on a transformative journey of self-reflection. Challenge your assumptions, scrutinize your judgments, and seek to change your perspective. Instead of seeing your enemy as a source of pain, suffering, or fear, recognize them as a catalyst for deep self-awareness, wisdom, joy, and courage. In such a paradigm, your enemy becomes an unwitting guide, leading you down a path of inner freedom and detachment from circumstances beyond your control. By recognizing that your judgments are the key to your emotional state, you will empower yourself to free yourself from the shackles of suffering and embrace the profound liberation that comes with a shift in perspective. 3. Understanding the enemy. The main strategy for neutralizing an enemy without resorting to physical conflict is to go deeper into the realm of understanding. To do this, you need to understand the reasons why they have become your enemy, discern their desires, and unravel the intricacies of their thought processes. The key is to perceive them as they really are, not through the prism of imagination or preconceived notions. By deeply understanding your enemy, you gain the ability to intelligently approach potential conflicts. This understanding will allow you to preempt their actions, exploit their vulnerabilities, and avoid unnecessary confrontations. Moreover, getting into their mentality allows you to uncover their humanity, see their imperfections, vulnerabilities, and internal struggles. This understanding shatters the simplistic notion that they are inherently evil, turning them into people who may be misguided rather than malicious, imperfect rather than monstrous, and fundamentally similar to you rather than different. Understanding your enemy also allows you to look into the mirror of your own psyche. It reveals the triggers of your anger, threats to your ego, and challenges to your values. By scrutinizing your reactions and motivations, you embark on a journey of self-discovery. This introspective process gives you the opportunity to learn from your mistakes, improve your character, and develop wisdom within yourself. Seneca, a revered Stoic philosopher, succinctly articulated. This aphorism goes beyond the conventional understanding of defeating an adversary through strength by encouraging people to explore the transformative power of turning an enemy into an ally. Such a transformation is not just an external shift, but an internal metamorphosis that requires a deep understanding of the motivations and perspectives of both sides. By realizing that it is not just an external shift, but an internal one of your enemy, you will be able to understand yourself as well. You will be able to see what triggers your anger, what threatens your ego, and what challenges your values. You can analyze your own motives, actions, and consequences. You can learn from your mistakes, improve your character, and develop your wisdom. Fourth, ignoring the enemy. In the tangled gobeline of eliminating hostility without physical combat, the fourth powerful strategy is the art of deliberate ignoring. This involves a conscious decision to divert attention away from the enemy, choosing not to notice his words, actions, or very presence. This approach involves treating the opponent as if he is unnoticeable or beneath your notice. Ignoring the opponent serves as a formidable tactic, robbing him of the satisfaction that often accompanies provocation, harm, or influence. By demonstrating indifference to their attempts to disrupt, you make it clear that they have no influence over your emotions, actions, or well-being. Not only does this deprive them of their expected response, but it sends the message that their efforts are futile and inappropriate. Furthermore, intentionally ignoring your enemy allows you to redirect your attention to what is truly important in your life. By ignoring the distractions they may create, you can direct your energy toward activities that bring you joy, align with your goals, and promote personal growth. This conscious shift will allow you to overcome the negativity associated with conflict and invest your time and effort in activities that enrich your life. The most important aspect of this strategy becomes living in alignment with the present moment. By ignoring your enemy, you create the mental and emotional space to appreciate the positives in your life by cultivating a mindset of gratitude. This, in turn, allows you to prepare for the future with a clear and unburdened perspective. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy, so asserted the Stoic Marcus Aurelius, epitomizing the essence of this approach. This saying encourages one to step out of the cycle of retaliation and negativity, urging one to rise above the impulse to mirror the actions of one's adversaries. By choosing the path of non-interference and deliberate ignoring, you not only shield yourself from the corrosive effects of hostility, but also embody the highest form of resilience and wisdom. By ignoring your enemy, you can focus on what is important to you, what brings you joy and makes you a better person. You can pursue your goals, cultivate virtues, and enjoy life. You can live in the present, appreciate the good, and prepare for the future. Fifth, learn to forgive your enemies. In the profound journey of disarming your enemy without resorting to physical combat, the fifth transformative strategy involves the formidable power of forgiveness. This transcendent act involves letting go of grudges, releasing them, and relinquishing any lingering desires for revenge. It is an elevation of consciousness that involves accepting the reality of what has happened, understanding the underlying causes, and ultimately moving beyond the shackles of past grievances. Forgiving an enemy means releasing the weight of hatred, neutralizing the poison of anger, and freeing one's spirit from the shackles of bitterness. It is a process that not only heals the wounds caused by enmity, but also helps to restore inner peace, allowing you to regain emotional and mental balance. Moreover, forgiveness opens the door to the possibility of reconciliation, cooperation, or even the budding of an unexpected friendship. Once you make the decision to forgive, you are on a journey of personal empowerment. This transformative act is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength, generosity, and nobility. It demonstrates that you are not a slave to your emotions, but a master of the mind, able to overcome the primal urge to retaliate. It demonstrates that you are not a victim trapped by circumstances, but a conscious creator of your destiny, choosing the path of healing and growth. Epictetus, the revered Stoic teacher, expressed the essence of forgiveness in his profound words. Forgiveness is better than revenge, for forgiveness is the sign of a soft nature, and revenge is the sign of a wild nature. This wisdom emphasizes the transformative power of forgiveness, the enemy, highlighting it as a manifestation of a gentle and enlightened character. Choosing forgiveness over revenge is not just a tactical decision, but a reflection of the inner strength that comes from overcoming baser instincts and embracing the higher virtues of compassion and understanding. By forgiving your enemy, you also demonstrate your strength, generosity, and nobility. You can show that you are not a slave to your emotions, but the master of your mind. You can show that you are not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of your own destiny. To you. Sixth, outsmart your enemy. In the complex dance of eliminating hostility without resorting to physical confrontation, the sixth strategic path is the art of outsmarting your enemy. This involves using your intelligence, creativity, and strategic acumen to navigate the complexities of conflict and emerge victorious through the power of wit and ingenuity. Outsmarting your adversary is a testament to foresight, allowing you to avoid unnecessary risks, overcome formidable obstacles, and achieve results that align with your goals. This strategic approach not only shields you from potential pitfalls, but also positions you as a master of the chessboard, subtly anticipating moves and counter-moves. In addition, the element of surprise, confusion, or delight that accompanies outmaneuvering your opponent can inspire respect, admiration, or even awe. The demonstration of intellectual prowess in the face of difficulty serves to show competence, resourcefulness, and superiority. It is a proclamation that goes beyond mere tactical victories, establishing you as a sage navigating the tangled tapestry of conflict. This approach suggests that you are not a passive observer but an active participant, strategically maneuvering the pieces to achieve desired outcomes. Cicero, the venerable Stoic lawyer, expressed the essence of this approach in his timeless wisdom. The skill of the wise man is to turn all things that happen to his advantage. This wise counsel encourages looking beyond the immediate circumstances, urging people to turn problems into opportunities and adversity into stepping stones on the path to progress. In essence, outsmarting the enemy becomes a manifestation of wisdom, turning the tide of conflict in one's favor and demonstrating the resilience of the human spirit. By outsmarting your enemy, you can avoid unnecessary risks, overcome difficult obstacles, and achieve desired results. You can also surprise, confuse, or impress them. You can make them respect you, admire you, or fear you. By outsmarting your opponent, you can also prove your competence, resourcefulness, and superiority. You can show that you are not a fool, but a wise man. You can show that you are not a pawn, but a player. You can show that you are not a loser, but a winner. 7. Love your enemy. In a profound effort to neutralize enmity without resorting to physical struggle, the seventh and final strategy is to harness the transformative power of love. This involves using kindness, compassion, and benevolence as tools of change. It is a paradigm-shifting approach that goes beyond traditional notions of conflict resolution by encouraging people to wish good things for their adversaries, perform acts of kindness, and actively contribute to their personal growth. Loving one's enemy is an alchemical process that can transform hostility into understanding, heal wounds, and even set one on the path to redemption. At the same time, this act of love becomes a profound journey towards self-empowerment, self-enrichment, and self-enlightenment. By choosing love over hostility, you not only impact the other person, but also raise yourself to a higher level of consciousness and moral fortitude. The transformative power of love goes beyond interpersonal relationships. It is the power to turn adversaries into friends, opponents into allies, and conflicts into opportunities for cooperation. Through the sincere expression of love, you create an atmosphere where relationships can be restored, alliances made, and partnerships flourish. By choosing love as a response to hostility, you are also affirming your humanity, divinity, and inherent beauty. It is a declaration that you are not spreading hate, but are a proclaimer of love. This act demonstrates that you rise above base instincts, embodying a divine quality that transcends conflict. It emphasizes your role not only as part of the problem, but as an integral component of the solution. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, embodied this transformative approach in his timeless wisdom. The best way to avenge yourself is not to be that way. This profound statement challenges the idea of revenge as a solution to a problem, urging people to rise above the cycle of hate and follow a higher standard of behavior based on love and compassion. By respecting your enemy, you can also express your humanity, divinity, and beauty. You can show that you are not a beast, but God. You can show that you are not part of the problem, but part of the solution. By embracing these 7 transformative ways to eliminate enmity without resorting to physical struggle, Stoic philosophy offers a profound roadmap, not only for overcoming external adversaries, but more importantly, for defeating the internal enemies within yourself. By following these paths, you embark on a path of self-destruction, but not of your true self, but of the false constructs of ego, pride, and ignorance that envelop your true self. The essence of Stoicism is to destroy the enemy within yourself, paving the way for a better version of yourself to emerge. Through the conscious choice to understand, ignore, forgive, outsmart, and ultimately love, you break down the barriers that prevent your connection to virtue, wisdom, and happiness. Will you join us on this odyssey of self-discovery and growth? The path of the riser awaits you, promising a life of deep fulfillment and purpose. If you resonate with these timeless teachings, we invite you to like, comment, and subscribe to become part of a community dedicated to exploring the depths of wisdom and virtue. Together, let us embark on a shared journey toward the highest ideals of Stoic philosophy, enriching our lives and the lives of those around us in the pursuit of a harmonious and enlightened existence.